Hi, RobPapen here. We made Bluetooth compatible to the Native Instruments NKS system, which means that you can scroll through all the presets using their own browser and use their controls. And how I laid out these controls, I will show you now.
Bluetooth has 43 pages, and I can hear you thinking, wow, that's a lot. And indeed, that's a lot, but keep in mind that Bluetooth is a very deep synthesizer. It offers FM synthesis, combined with subtractive synthesis, and a lot of other stuff. The first 2 pages are the most important ones. All the other pages are essentially pages which help you programming Bluetooth. The combination of having dials and the mouse for making sounds is really a different feel. You feel more connected to your synthesizers if you have for certain functions dials. But let's first start with the first 2 pages. The first 2 dials are the X and Y, and if you look inside Blue, the XY can be opened here, and it's in live mode. And this is also the reason why we put it here as the first 2 dials. Because we can picture that you maybe make some live sounds and want to change them on stage, or that you maybe want to record this XY into your music program. This preset number 122 from the introduction bank is a great example. And by the way, by changing the waveform of the oscillators, of oscillator A, B, C or D, you can alter this sound very easy. Inside Bluetooth, you will find many presets which use the XY. You can notice this if the XY lights up here, like this preset, number 2 from the introduction bank. As you notice, the movement is automated and recorded inside the XY. But by clicking at Live, you shut this down, and you can use again the X and Y dial. The third dial is the cutoff frequency of both filters. Bluetooth has 2 filters, and inside the Easy page you can control them both. So there you change it in percentage. So that's the reason why we added this one from the Easy page, because with one dial you can control 2 filters. Note that in the control page 17 and 19 you can control each filter separate. The fourth dial is the envelope amount of the filters. And also this one is from the Easy page. So this dial controls both filter envelopes. The remaining dials from page 1 are the ones from the volume envelope. And if we look at Bluetooth at the right side, we can see that this main volume envelope is always visible. The reason for this is that the main volume envelope is important for every sound. Let me show you. And let me show you with an arpeggiator sound. Preset 69 from the introduction bank. Page 2 is about the FX section of BLUE II. BLUE II holds 4 FX and they can be used in different setups. The FX mix and the FX type can be controlled at this page. Page 3 also has some FX settings, like the FX paths, how the 4 FX are connected to each other, the dry output with its panning, and a very nice dial which is called All FX Bypass, which is handy if you want to hear the sound with or without effects. At page 3 there's also the play mode. This arranges how BLUE II plays, in polyphonic mode, mono mode, legato mode, sequential mode, or arpeggiator mode. Then there is control for the glide or portamento, the type of glide and the time. At page 4 you can control the unison, select the amount of voices, change the detuning and change the stereo spread of the unison. Then there is chord mode. Please check this video in YouTube about BLUE II and chord mode. In page 4 you can program the chord mode, but also use strumming and select if this chord mode should be in tempo sync mode or not. Inside the cluster bank you will find many presets which use chord mode. The next 12 pages are all about the oscillator section of BLUE II. BLUE II has in total 6 oscillators, because it also can do FM synthesis, and with 6 oscillators you have a lot of freedom. I will use oscillator A as an example how we did lay out these 2 pages. The first page of each oscillator has waveform, semi-fine-tuning sub-oscillator, but also velocity, feedback, spread, and volume. Especially for FM synthesis, the velocity, feedback, and volume are important. The second page is the volume envelope. And with FM synthesis, you need volume envelope control of each oscillator. So the second page is always the volume envelope of this oscillator. And this volume control with FM synthesis is essential. Let me give you an example. From the introduction bank, I take preset number 70. If we click here at the algorithm, we can see that C modulates D modulates E, and E modulates F. At page 11, we can adjust oscillator D, and for FM synthesis, the velocity, feedback, and volume are essential. At page 12, we have the second page of oscillator D, which is the envelope. Now let us also change oscillator E at page 13 and at page 14 the oscillator E envelope. Well, as you noticed, there's a lot of changes to the sound if you change these parameters. If you are into FM synthesis, having dial controls for the envelopes and the oscillator parameters is really great and adds speed and more feel in programming the synthesizer. Page 17 are the controls for filter A, with cutoff, resonance, envelope amount, and so on. Page 18 is the filter A envelope. Page 19 are the controls for filter B. And page 20 are the controls for the filter B envelope. At page 21, 22 and 23 we added most LFOs which you can find in BLUE II. BLUE II also has a 32 steps sequencer. With page 24 up to page 27 you can control the tuning of each step. With page 28, 29, 30 and 31 you can control of each step the velocity. At page 32 the pages for controlling the arpeggiator start. Page 32, 33, 34 and 35 are for setting steps on and off. Page 36, 37, 38 and 39 control the velocity setting of each step of the arpeggiator. And last but not least, inside the arpeggiator there's also control for tuning for each step. So at page 40 until 43 you control the tuning of each step of the arpeggiator.